So, starting in reverse order, Tom Callender with a 5-place grid penalty starts 24th, Max Powell 23rd, Ben Green with a 5-place grid penalty starts 22nd, with Fabio Scherer for company. Marco Bortolotti, if the car is fixed, starts 20th, with Luca Engstler next up. Timo Glock starting 18th, Ricardo Feller, the star of yesterday on the podium, is with him. Jack Aitken, yesterday's winner, and Nicola Bert are 16th and 15th. 14th, Nicky Tim. 13th, struggling with the weight on the car, Thomas Preining. Engin Nguyen looking to not retire today. Likewise, Maurice Skuring, who he came together with yesterday. They're together on the grid. Thierry Vermeulen and Jordan Pepper are in the top 10. Maro Engel starts 8th. Marco Wittmann starts 7th. Then Rene Rast 6th. Arjun Maini in 5th. He should have fresh tyres after retiring yesterday as well. Jules Gunn on 4th. Gilles Magnus 3rd. It's going to be race 2, round 10 of the DTM 2025 Championship. Ben Durr on pole position for the first time in his career in the McLaren. The red lights turn green and we go racing here at the Nürburgring, and Ben Durr makes a good start to the race. Luca Sauer second in the championship, second in the race. The Aston Martin of Gilles Magnus to the inside, trying to find a gap. He's got BMW company in the shape of Rene Rast. Out wide goes Luca Sauer, but he can't find a way through. He stays in second place. You look back from the Mercedes. Rene Rast draws alongside the Aston Martin of Gilles Magnus on the run up towards the Bowden chicane. Then they'll go left and right through the Vidal chicane, rather, at the top of the hill. The BMW might already be through. It might be through at Brest, because Gilles Magnus is trying to get Gilles Gunn as well. Through goes the BMW. Gunn, he's about to have a look at the inside, coming out of the corner in the yellow Mercedes as well. Dust is kicked up elsewhere. Here comes Gilles Gunn up the inside of Gilles Magnus, and the French Andorran driver goes fourth. And the Italian up to 16th place in the number 1 Lamborghini.
And along the pit straight they come. So Ben Durr at the moment in control, but Luca Sauer just showing his nose to the inside, but he has got his mirrors full of Rene Rast. Rast to the outside, going deep into turn 1. Still Luca Sauer in front.
Past the commentary box window, over the start-finish line go the top 3. The gap between all 3 is just under 7/10 of a second. We know the BMW is strong in a straight line. He shows his nose. Late on the brakes for the Austrian, Luca Sauer. That takes him up to the race leader. He got the next group coming after them as well. It looks like Rast is the quicker of the 2 at the moment, but Luca Sauer is defending brilliantly, although he goes wide coming out of turn 2. Has to scramble back onto the racing line into turn 3. You're on board with it now. He's wide again, but it's okay. There's a right-hander coming up, and then another right-hander coming up at the end of this straight. Rast, though, has got his nose in front. That BMW might just power past here. This is going to be nip and tuck. He's now going to dive back down the inside. No, he can't. The McLaren over the curbs. The 720 brake horsepower bi-turbo McLaren comes under attack, though, from the BMW, which goes up the inside. On the gas now, the straight 6 engine goes Rene Rast. Nowhere to go but on the curbs for the McLaren, which is slightly ahead as they go across the start-finish line, but he's going to be on the outside line for turn 1. Is Ben Durr going to be able to stick to that line and get back on the way to turn 2? I don't think he's going to be able to have the chance, because Rast is already through. He'll now cover off the line. He goes deep into the corner. Here last year, which was way up on previous years, we've got over 73,000 this year, which is fantastic. So it's felt busy all weekend long, even since Friday. Look at this battle going on. Jules Gunn, Arjun Maini, Marco Wittmann, all together. It's the French Andorran holding on to the place for now, though, as they battle over 5th position. But he's not the only one coming in. Yesterday's winner, Jack Aitken, comes in. He's followed by Marco Bortolotti, Ricardo Feller, Tom Callender also in. So change the rears first, then the fronts. Pirelli's changed over. 4 working on the tyres, 6 in total working on the pit stop. Problem with the front left, though, for Gilles Gunn. That looks a bit slow. How's it going to be for Land Motorsport? And a pretty good pit stop yesterday of sub 8 seconds. 7.4 seconds for Ricardo Feller this time. Gilles Gunn on 13.5 seconds. The team makes sure he knows where to come. Schubert are nearest the pit lane entry, so in comes Marco Wittmann. And Schubert are normally very good at their stops as well. So the rear changed, then the fronts. It doesn't look like the absolute fastest pit stop. It was good, though. 6.4 seconds. Yeah, 6.4. We have seen a few sub 6 seconds, but I think 6.1 was the quickest yesterday, so that was a good effort. And what about for Thierry Vermeulen? And he goes through 7.8 seconds. Emil Frey generally not quite been as quick on their pit stops, but they have been getting better and better compared to last season. So the team that's been quickest at pit stops this year is Winwood. Despite that drama they just had, they've averaged with their 2 cars 7 seconds dead. Schubert have averaged 7.3 seconds and Landgraf 7.6. But disaster in that pit stop for Timo Glock's day after a pretty good one yesterday where he finished 10th in the end. Maurice Skuring coming in as well. for Manthey. All right, in comes Engel, hits the sweet spot, straight in he comes. His daughter Sophia, having a couple of days ago, her 7th birthday, was on the grid with his wife, watching him go and watching him leave the pits nice and slickly, the team there, 7 seconds dead, so exactly what they've averaged all year. So that was very nicely done by the team. Fabio Scherer comes in for HRT. This is what it looks like to change tyre. Absolutely frantic, isn't it? Like being on a roller coaster.
That is a wonderful perspective. How much pressure was that mechanic under? So good job there. The home race for HRT. They get Fabio Scherer serviced.
We've still got Thomas Priding to make a pit stop, so he'll move up to 7th for now. And I don't think Ben Green has made a pit stop yet either. Most of the others have, though, apart from that leading quartet. Important pit stop then for Grasser. 4th quickest in qualifying, 4th in the race yesterday. Going to come from a similar grid position after his grid penalty.
Yeah, that was a good stop, wasn't it? 6.7. You could just see, and oh, here comes Timo Glock. Looks like he's coming back into the pits.
The engine revs up, and the gear goes sometimes in, sometimes out.
Right, engine related then. It's not to do with the wheels. It's just gone after the pit stop. So sometimes it's going, sometimes it's not. It's under investigation for an unsafe release, but I think it's irrelevant.
As they head out along the pit straight, so Maurice Schuring with that Audi in his mirrors. Schuring having a very solid race up until now. Is Ricardo Feller going to ruin his day at the moment? Doesn't look close enough to challenge. Is he going to duck to the inside into turn 1? But Schuring goes to block that line, so Feller to the outside, under braking. Feller will try and cut back to the inside. He does that, but Schuring, with the quicker line round the corner, slides the back end, but Ricardo Feller looks to have gotten the job done. Now Schuring on the inside line.
So they're the leading quintet of those that have made the pit stops. Now Thomas Priding comes in the background. And as I look at the commentary box window, I can see that it is the more red-liveried Ferrari Ben Green that has come in next to make its stop. So as I say, Manthey, one of the best teams at their stops. Let's see how this one goes. Off go the rears. Heavy those wheels as well, so very difficult to wrestle them into the exact precision point that you have to do to get the wheel nut on. If you're a couple of millimetres out, it ain't going to go on sweetly and you're going to be in trouble. But that was nice. 7.1 seconds. Maro Engel at Zandvoort. They struggled with their pit stops, so on their comeback they practice it every single day back at the factory. Every single day they practice, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and they've been great at the pit stop so far. It wasn't a good one yesterday, admittedly, but that one did look good. 6.9 seconds, and he might leapfrog the McLaren here. Dura still changing it. The Aston's going to get through as well, because Come To You Racing have been very sharp with their pit stops, and they get through as well. So there's 2 places lost for the McLaren, effectively down to 4th place. It might be worse, though, because Marco Wittmann coming after them, like the leading pit stopper. His tyres up to temperature. Look how understeery the cars are on the cold tyres through turn 1 as they tippy-toe their way through. Wittmann's already got past the McLaren of Ben Durr. He's about to slice up the inside of the Aston Martin. He takes 0 prisoners, Marco Wittmann.
So Schubert Motorsport now set about working on the number 33 car. We're going to have one eye on Marco Wittmann. He's out towards turn 8 at the moment. The team now setting to the front of that BMW, putting those tyres on. Rene Rast is moving, so he's going to be back out onto the circuit before Marco Wittmann comes past, but of course Wittmann will have those warm tyres.
Wasn't a good stop though, was it? 9.4 seconds. Wittmann is eating up the advantage of Lucas Auer, who's still getting his tyres up to temperature. Lukey's though still fending him off, but Wittmann's almost with him now. So this is going to be the lead for the battle for the lead of the race. Rast comes out, but he's on cold tyres, and his advantage will evaporate. Auer has just about got his tyres up to temperature, and for now has just about kept Wittmann behind him. So 1st and 3rd for the BMWs as Arjun Miney lunges down the inside of Ben Durr to gain a place. It's a big heavy Mustang to try and slow down, and he does it beautifully. So perfect execution from the Indian driver, who had his best season of DTM last year, finishing in 7th place. So they are both of them in the points. Ben Green though went backwards in that pit stop phase, down to 20th, as again attacking the curbs through the chicane is Lucas Auer, and again attacking the curbs is the BMW. practice sessions and a decent 10th place finish yesterday. Right, we saw Jack Aitken on the grass. That's why he got attacked from behind from Ricardo Feller's Audi. So into a full spin for the driver that started the race as the championship leader, taking out one of the Decra marker boards as well. A full pirouette around. He got going again.
Then there's Luca Asa. Then Jack Aitken, who will probably be a little bit grumpy about the fact that he's been moved out of the points, even though Ricardo Feller did get that penalty. Now Ben Green starting to challenge the defending champion, Mirko Bortolotti. This is for one championship point. Ben Green is 16th, Mirko Bortolotti in 15th. Green to the outside into the chicane. Is he going to be able to slow it down enough? No, he's not. Shortcuts the chicane, loses space as a result. Rene Rast, now the race leader, into the pits. His final pit stop of the day. So hits the pit speed limit line. Timed this very well. Needs to come in. New rubber waiting for him. Schubert Motorsport ready to pounce.
Yeah, so hits the spot up on the jacks, rears are done, and leap across to the front. One takes it off, one puts the new wheel on. That was all very slick, and it was 6.4 seconds. Very, very good indeed. As I say, Come To Your Racing are doing pretty well with that.
So from the race lead, he comes, keeping to the speed limit. It hands the lead over to Marco Wittmann, but of course he is going to have to come in next time around as well. So the team are poised and standing by at Landgraf. They are so good at these stops. So hitting the marks, rear wheels off, all done and dusted. No problems there. Fronts off, the new fronts are put on, off the jacks. Oh, it's a bit sticky on the left, a long time on the left there. So at the front, finally it's off the jacks, but that was a slow stop for Lucas Auer. What was that? 11.6.
Yeah. Worse than yesterday's. Only 2 worst pit stops of the season. Lucas on average is the 5th quickest pit stops this year, behind Jules Gunon, Thomas Priding, Marco Wittmann this weekend for whatever reason. A 9-odd second pit stop yesterday, which cost him several positions. 11 now, because he was only just ahead of Marco Wittmann on the road, wasn't he? So he's definitely, unless Marco has a bad pit stop, is definitely going to lose out to the German. And
but now Marco Wittmann in with 30 seconds of the pit window remaining. Lights flashing to indicate that the speed limiter is on.
Okay, buddy, full push, you can do this. Almost at start finish.
Crack on then, they say, to Lucas Auer.
Like he needs any encouragement.
Yeah. Try and make up the 4 or 5 seconds we've just lost in the pit stops. Give it full beans. Well, he will, and he's still going to be in a good position to move back into the championship lead, but it hasn't been perfect. Right, Rene Rast is going to maintain effectively the lead of the race. He's the leading pit stopper. Be well clear of Marco Wittmann. He was about 7 seconds clear, wasn't he, before the pit window? Skewed back onto the track and took Engine out. And then yesterday he was involved in an incident. Fabio Scherer using all of the might and all of the grunt of the Mustang as he tries to gain a place on the Ferrari of Thierry Vermeulen and gets up the inside. And they're going to be 3 abreast here as well as Ricardo Feller tries to get in on the action, but Fabio is through and gets ahead of that 3-way battle for now. But they're still 3 abreast as Vermeulen comes right alongside him coming out of the corner. Big beefy Mustang V8 versus the turbo-powered Ferrari. Then the Audi trying to come through as well. Nipping back up the inside here is Thierry Vermeulen. Fantastic battle going on. Fabio Scherer gets the Mustang slowed down. Ricardo Feller tries to come around the outside. This is what it looks like to be the rear bumper of the Mustang. 8 points in front in the championship. At the end of it, as Tommy Priding lunges down the inside of Jordan Pepper on the way to turn 1, but can't slow the Porsche down in time. Goes too deep into the corner, and Pepper gets him back. Yeah, Auer 137, Aitken 129 points. Then third, Jordan Pepper on 122. He's about to pick up win number 30 in the championship. Podium number 58 and a second win of the 2025 season coming the way of Rene Rast.
Yeah, man. Slow in, please. Slow in and maximum pick up. Well done.
Marco Wittmann crosses the line in second place to complete a 1-2 finish for Schubert. Lucas Auer third, picks up a podium and moves back into the championship lead. Maro Engel fourth. Arjun Maini excellent in 6th for HRT in the Ford. Gilles Magnus brilliant 7th place for Come To Your Racing in the Aston Martin. Ben Durr 8th. Jordan Pepper 9th.
The weather played ball this weekend, didn't it? In the sunshine rather than the fog of the Nürburgring. 2 wonderful races, 2 very different races as well.
Absolutely, and more different people on the podium and more intrigue in terms of the long game, the championship fight.